See, question number 6. Find the coordinates of point Q, which is lying on the x-axis. Any point on the x-axis will be having x value, but y will be 0, right? Which lies on the perpendicular bisector of the line segment joining the points. So there are 2 points and the line joining these 2 points, right? So the line joining these 2 points A and B, for this there is a perpendicular bisector. Fine. There is a perpendicular bisector, and this perpendicular bisector where it meets the x-axis. Okay. Any point. Fine. Imagine, let me have my x coordinate to be here and y coordinate to be here, whatever. Okay. Imagine this is my y coordinate and this is my x coordinate. So now I have to find this perpendicular bisector line where it meets the x-axis, and I can mark this point as x comma 0. Let me name it as some point Q, and let P be the midpoint of A and B. Okay, so this line, which is a perpendicular bisector, fine, this line which is a perpendicular bisector, you can very easily notice that here it is A is -2 and B is also -2 when it comes to y-axis. That is why I have taken it here. This is 0, this is -1, this is -2. So I can take up this point A to be what? -5. This is -5 on x-axis. So this is -5 comma -2, and this is over here. This point will be 4 comma -2. So on the positive axis, when you have it as 4 units. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me have my point B over here somewhere. Okay. So this is 4 comma -2. So for this particular line, I'm having a perpendicular bisector, and that perpendicular bisector where it meets with the x-axis. That is my concern. Fine. You know that the perpendicular bisector line will always pass through the center of that particular line. Because it's a bisector, it will bisect the line into 2 equal halves, right? So now here you can identify that this particular point is midpoint for A and B. And this is already running through -2. So obviously midway between -5 and 4. How will you identify that x value, x coordinate value, x1 plus x2 divided by 2. So it is -5 plus 4 divided by 2. That will be -1 by 2 or minus half. Correct? So minus half. Minus half is nothing but the x coordinate value where it is actually crossing it. So this point P is x coordinate, the midpoint. It will be what? Minus half, comma some value of y. What will be the value of y? Throughout this line, it's going to be -2. So it is -5, comma -2. Okay. So this point is exactly lying straight away. So obviously, if this is -5, then this point is -5 as well. Sorry, -0.5 as well. So this value of Q, the coordinate of Q has got to be -0.5, comma 0. So we have identified which type of point it is, and name the type of triangle formed by points Q, A and B. See, a point that is lying AB is a straight line, and in its perpendicular bisector this point Q is lying na, then obviously perpendicular bisector in the point whenever you are joining it with A or B, for sure AP will be equal to PB, correct? If you assume this is Q na, then for sure you will be having AQ to be equal to BQ. So obviously it has got to be what type of triangle? It has got to be an isosceles triangle. Okay. So using the coordinates, identifying this one and finding out the coordinate of Q as -half, comma 0, till the step it carries 2 marks. And then for identifying it's an isosceles triangle, it carries 1 mark. So totally 3 marks for this question. Okay. There is another way for proceeding with this problem as well. Since this problem had both the points to be -2 and -2 to be its y coordinates, Kandipa, this has got to be a straight line which is parallel to x-axis. I had taken. So accordingly, my point has got to be perpendicularly. Certainly, it is like the midpoint oriented point. So midpoint or x coordinate should be equal to that of the x-axis. In the point or x coordinate, I have taken. Right? Yes. So this is one way of proceeding with the problem. So identifying it as an isosceles triangle carries 1 mark. Keep that in mind. Okay, that is the second part of the question. See, I'm explaining again the same problem. In our question, point A is minus 5 comma minus 2. Minus 5 comma minus 2 will come around over here. Correct? Huh? Yes. So my point A is minus 5 comma minus 2. It is over here. Same thing for B. It is 4 comma minus 2. So that also lies over here. 4 comma minus 2. This is my point B. Since it is minus 2 in both cases, obviously the line has those 2 points as lying on this line, you can imagine. Now I'm joining A and B. Okay. What is it? AB is the straight line. And what is that they are doing? For this AB straight line, you are doing a perpendicular bisector, and this point Q is lying on this perpendicular bisector as well as it is lying on the x-axis. Okay. So any point that lies on the x-axis will have x comma 0 to be its coordinate. So you have to find what is this x exactly. And now they have given us the hint as perpendicular bisector. So where will this perpendicular bisector be? First of all, I'm trying to find out the midpoint of AB. What is the midpoint of AB? Let me take that as P of x comma y. So what is P of x comma y? How will you identify? You have to add up x1 plus x2 by 2 and y1 plus y2 by 2. You have to do the formula. So here, what is the x coordinate value? Minus 5. And here it is 4. So minus 5 plus 4 by 2, comma, this one minus 2 plus minus 2 divided by 2. Again, you will get it as minus 2 only because it is the straight line which is passing through minus 2. So obviously, any point you take on this, it will be having the value as what? What will be its value? It will be minus 2 only. So the midpoint of AB, I have identified it as minus 5 plus 4 is minus 1. Minus 1 by 2 will be minus half. Comma, this one will be minus 2. So the point coordinate for P, which is nothing but the midpoint, lies over somewhere here. Okay. What is it? This point is P and it is minus half comma minus 2. When this is the perpendicular bisector, this point P, through this point P and perpendicular to this line, you'll be having the perpendicular bisector line to pass through. Correct? Correct. For sure, your perpendicular bisector will be passing through this and it will be perpendicular to this line. And this is a line in which both these y coordinate values are minus 2, which means that this line is parallel to the x-axis and it passes through which value? Y is equal to minus 2. So already in the line when it is parallel to x-axis, and now I'm doing a perpendicular to this particular line AB abdin sanna, that will be for sure parallel to y-axis, correct? It's a line parallel to y-axis. So obviously, idoda value of x coordinate enna irukko adhe da ingiyum intersecting point ah irukanum, correct? So this is the point Q that we are discussing. The point Q on the x-axis nu koduthirukanga illaya. So this is point Q. What will be the coordinates for point Q? It should be the same minus half to be x, whereas y oda value mattu 0 na irukum. Because any line which is parallel to the y-axis will have its equation as what? X is equal to some value. Already you know that the point P lies on this line and its x value is minus half. So obviously in the line or equation, x is equal to minus half. So you'll be having Q's coordinates to be minus half comma 0. Clear? So either in explanation, you have to write it. How will you write that? Midpoint P is a point on the perpendicular bisector and AB is parallel to x-axis and therefore the perpendicular bisector will be parallel to y-axis and it will have its line equation as x is equal to minus half and the point where it cuts the x-axis will be minus half comma 0. Getting it? So the point Q is minus half comma 0. This you have to write it as a statement as I have explained to you. Clear? Question number 7, find the value of m if these points are collinear. They have given them to be collinear. See, you can apply area formula. Area of a triangle formed by 3 collinear points will be equal to 0. So if you know the formula of area of triangles, then you can apply that to find this answer. Okay. Or you can find out the distances. So if you assume this is A, B and this is C, you have to find what is AB, what is BC and what is CA. If you get sum of any two of these is equal to the third one, then the 3 points are collinear. Because if the 3 points are collinear, okay, A, B and C, see, AB plus BC will be equal to AC. That logic we will be applying. If in case B is some other point, in that case, Kandipa AB plus BC will not be equal to AC. It will be greater than AC, correct? Either values might be different from this one. Clear? So whether they are collinear or not, and you can apply distance formula or area formula. So when you apply area formula, okay, you can equate it to 0. Correct. Here in this question, value of m you are expected to find, and here they have given you the points and they have said they are collinear. In that case, what will you do? The same area formula you'll apply and equate it to 0 and then find the value of m. Okay. Same thing holds good for this one as well. Whichever is greater, you can imagine, and distance formula you can add two things and equate it to the third one. But the best part is to use the area formula application. So here it is 5 into minus 3 is minus 15. Then minus of minus 2 will be plus 2. Again plus. This one you have to multiply. What will be minus 2 into 2m. So that will be minus 4m. And then minus of minus plus 24 you will get. Then plus. That way you have to proceed and then equate this value of
Ma'am,
area
how
to equal
plus
to 0.
24, ma'am? Minus 20.
M. So once you simplify and equate it to 0, the value of m that we obtain is 19 by 14. So answer that you have to find here, that is value of m is 19 by 14. So whether by distance formula or area of triangle formula you apply, either way you will get 3 marks for mentioning the final answer for m. Okay, 19 by 14.